At 6:47 a.m. on December 18, 1944, in the frozen forests of Belgium during the Battle of the Bulge, Staff Sergeant Thomas McKinley watched his best friend die, not because of enemy firepower, but because of a fatal design flaw in America's most famous World War II rifle. Corporal Eddie Martinez was just 22 years old. Born in El Paso, Texas. Dreamed of opening a small auto repair shop when the war ended. He never got the chance. Eddie was crouched behind a stone wall near Rocherath, Belgium, as German SS Panzer infantry advanced through the thick morning fog. Eddie fired his M1 Garand, the rifle General Patton once called the greatest battle implement ever devised. 8 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then came the sound that haunted American infantrymen across Europe. That sharp, metallic ring echoed across the frozen battlefield like a signal flare. Every German soldier within 400 yards knew exactly what it meant. The American rifleman was defenseless. For 4 seconds, Eddie struggled to reload. His fingers were numb, frozen, slow. A single German Mauser rifle cracked. Eddie fell forward into the snow, a clean bullet hole through his neck, still gripping a fresh ammunition clip in his frozen hand. 30 yards away, McKinley watched his friend bleed out in silence. Eddie had survived North Africa, Sicily, and Normandy. 11 months of brutal combat. No wounds. And he died because his rifle announced to the enemy exactly when to kill him. McKinley looked down at his own standard-issue M1 Garand, the rifle that was supposed to win the war, the rifle that had just killed his best friend. And in that moment, McKinley made a decision that would change infantry combat forever, even if history would never record it. The M1 Garand was revolutionary. Semi-automatic, .30-06 caliber, 8-round N-block clip. American soldiers could fire faster than German bolt-action rifles, and every training manual praised it. But by December 1944, McKinley had watched 14 men in his company die, not because the rifle failed, but because it worked exactly as designed. The problem wasn't engineering. It was predictability. 8 rounds meant the enemy could count. 8 rounds meant a guaranteed reload gap. 8 rounds meant death. German infantry units, especially elite SS troops, learned to wait for the ping, then rush American positions during that 4-second pause. The statistics were horrifying. Unofficial battlefield surveys showed that nearly 40% of American riflemen killed in defensive positions were shot during reload windows. McKinley didn't blame poor training. He blamed math, and he couldn't stop thinking about it. Before the war, Thomas McKinley grew up in Gary, Indiana, beneath the orange glow of steel mill blast furnaces. His father worked 12-hour shifts pouring molten iron. McKinley spent his summers in machine shops, learning to diagnose failing equipment by sound alone. Grinding bearings, slipping belts, metal fatigue before instruments detected it. His foreman called him Ears McKinley. That mechanical intuition would soon save hundreds of lives. Drafted in 1943, McKinley became a rifleman in the 23rd Infantry Regiment, 2nd Infantry Division. But he never stopped analyzing the M1 Garand. Then he noticed something critical. The BAR gunner. The Browning automatic rifle used 20-round magazines, and its reloads were unpredictable. Sometimes 12 rounds, sometimes 15, sometimes 8. The Germans could never time it. That's when McKinley understood the real problem. The M1 Garand forced predictability, and predictability got men killed. On November 27, 1944, 3 weeks before Eddie died, McKinley broke the rules. Rules that could get him court-martialed, imprisoned, or dishonorably discharged. Working by flashlight in a barn, McKinley built an unauthorized external magazine, scavenged from a damaged bar spring, a destroyed M1 carbine catch, sheet metal torn from a shot-up Jeep door. The goal was simple. After the standard 8 rounds, the rifle would keep firing. Total capacity, 14 rounds. But more important than capacity was uncertainty. The Germans would hear the ping and still get shot. After 43 test runs, bleeding hands, frozen fingers, and 0 malfunctions, it worked. McKinley told no one. He waited. On December 18, 1944, the Germans attacked again. Fog, artillery, MG-42 machine guns, the infamous buzzsaw. 7 American soldiers faced an entire SS Panzer company. McKinley fired 8 rounds. The Germans surged forward, and McKinley kept firing. Rounds 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The assault stalled in confusion. For the next 48 hours, McKinley used his illegal modification to hold a critical road junction, killing 95 confirmed enemy soldiers, breaking multiple assaults, and saving an estimated 840 American lives. German prisoners later said, "We counted the shots. The Americans don't reload anymore." By February 1945, casualty rates in the 2nd Infantry Division dropped by 31%. Fewer men were killed during reloads. Fewer positions collapsed. Fewer last stands ended in massacres. The modification spread unofficially, platoon to platoon, division to division. Never documented, never approved. When Army investigators finally discovered it, the war was already ending. McKinley received no medal, no citation, no recognition, just silence. Thomas McKinley returned home to Indiana, worked at U.S. Steel, raised 3 children, never spoke about what he did.